nhớ dùng ít种cái tin này chăm mong nhớ đồ hú lu sinh Minnesota đồ tích chờ America hát đồ lử lu tích chờ tàn thọ nu nó giờ biếtตัว我一路工程好一khó ăn ha biếtตัว走khó ăn nó đồ bên mong lu đồng sinh phò tao mua khó ăn cái但是nó没补好呢补đồ bên mong cho lu đồ bên mong lu hậu to thì cú ya tu tổ chức cái đồ bên mong một đồ lu xí đi lu đồng sinh phò thì khó nói vậy khó cái lu đồng sinh phò mua khó ăn nó đồ bên thì nó dùng để trở lại cái bên mong can lý cái trái thì bây giờ tàu chuột破咗，係第日俾蒙嚟做，頭俾chuột破單，就bây giờ tàu路冇走khó ăn，嗱走khó ăn，個又俾你定做得大，做你俾家裡嘅仔，即係老頭已我到大路嚟，佢chuột破，已又俾蒙嚟嚟做，學一khó ăn，這都有一時，佢個俾有路。走khó ăn được, giờ biết ô có chế rồi biết ô vàng chế thì biết một chỗ có chế, thì giờ lên nu nó biết chỗ ít mong ít tuổi lên từ lúc chế rồi nó, đó sẽ biết ô mong lúc hậu to rồi khả nó thì biết được chỗ khó ăn, thì nu nó biết lúc công trình giờ khả nó nữa, thì chỉ biết mong to sao, khó ăn nó giờ America mua一般America个欧努路边摩托路đồng sinh phò thì chọn được là yếu tố thì mua cho số là yếu tố sau bên nu nó nữa thì bên sau là tố ở khả nó thì bên mong thông bờ cho cái khó thuận chờ nu nó cả mình được bên trong xa em mình chọn nhất lệ ở tố công chỉ tàu cho nhà gì cũng mới cho tôi cũng chỉ tàu vì hết ta cái bé chỉ tàu chăng lu mong lu số cho số lời cái bảo错但是nu nó比较忙个有多讲的话呢你叫个你这里nu说了有多的话呢就可能也比忙你定度呢比多地球อเมริกาเนาะ到不就到路上别对伢路生命的所大喏，别知道么一靠安个努住么不着别，但是汤喏也安喏也偷汤个别努住么着别，就好喏别湖路别America也别的HMONG PLAZA，和路别HMONG就别么湖个HMONG Hauv Toj，就伢湖路HMONG Hauv Toj喏别有么bây giờ kiến cử cái thọ nào tích chữ tuổi cho lúc đó sáu cho tuổi đó tích chữ nó rồi ít lại phá dễ cho rồi hú nó vì ta tông đau bùa lúc xong lúc lâu bây chỉ tàu rồi nó cho lâu thẳng sự ta bây chỉ tàu mới khó kiến cử cái thọ nào lúc nó cho lúc dự rồi ít khó chơi tử cái nu nó bây ô khó nó tòn đây nó bây giờ lúc rồi cho được rồi thì chỉ đang lên đầu sư biết khó chơi hơn được nó biết yếu ô ít khó chơi có giàu lên áp buộc được lên tôi nên tôi xí ô số đầu tiên trong cũ lo số đầu mua can lì cái chạy số đầu mua lá chỉ là cả số đầu tôi xí tàu chỉ là biết mong sư ta chỉ bù cho lử hải nên tàn thọ từ từ xí lá chỉ là xí tàu chỉ nhớ được khó chơi nó biết chỉ yếu trâu mong bố phênh cho mong bố phênh nó mà muốn đào养biết chuyện yếu cho lũ cho hùng nó nữa nhớ lấy lũ dê mong tự chịu là mong lũ tu lũ là giờ mong tê cây tê nén tê cho养được biết chuyện yếu cho养bố lũ một cho hùng nó thì khó chơi nó thầu biết ô tá lên nó chỉ yếu một tuần này tôi sai chỉ là mong sư ta sĩ lũ hải này là yếu tôi sai bên mong là多走lạc多走的球多了，出来多晒个布，一个边mong么一靠根据这做葫芦种生泡喏，呢， chỉ khó nó bị chính bằng hay ta tòn đi nó khó nó chính yếu giờ ít khó cứ chỉ cho bị cho tu chọn chạy trên tòn đi nó bây giờ tôi cầu chủ bị càng lý cái chạy hay tôi cầu chủ hay ta bị cho bu cho giờ bị cho nào cho chỉ cho bị họ từ lù bị cha lù chủ đó khó nó ha bị lù lấy chẳng lù chủ khó nó ha thì yếu giờ ít khó America thì giờ historical site rồi bây giờ tu chọn chạy tôi cầu có bộ bao vì hết ta当时nó bây giờ tu chọn chạy rồi nó bây giờ lâu thẳng sư thà bộ sư chỉ tu chỉ mỗi khó họ từ ở bộ phim chế hết ta bộ tôi sai ở bộ cái nè chỉ nó bây giờ rồi có bộ giờ tu chọn chạy到清到的nó tôi sai ở có bộ cái hết taอย่างน้ก็必须帮别好个将节梦节必须要做节个别要都要几段的喏包住下ta别路好对路别轮地来讲路别查路住到看喏喏个用下个但นู่น了要一路个长度喏就离วันที่9要一路Saturdayอินุวันเสาร์นะเอาทิ้งนึงก็อินนู่นอย่าอินุยงดูช่างดูลูตัวเป้มองตอกข้างเนาะอย่าเป้ยงชาเกอคือหลีป้ายงชาเกอก็ตัวป้าเขาจะโนเจจะตัวปีมองนะโอจ้า
nhớ rằng ý chung nhớ gì cái tin năng trả sẽ đỡ nhớ thông can tu đừng có cứ đó là yang lấy đoán trong sản vư trong sen đầu hay tiền hú nó tàu tuần chi này đừng nó tại chi nó lấy lú cho linh đô vấn thi cầu gì xong áp phá năng cầu ý họ chơi nếp bỏ tại chi nó ý thà lú dây roi nhau sừng phò nó mua trâu bé mông cả bé mông tôi trâu bé tê chu chi bé tăng bé tu bé tê không và không chế lấy bé tê cái trái chui à chui trả cho nên để thắt chặt nó nó là có trong xe hay tiệt mỗi khách chơi nó cho bé cháu mông rồi chính để tận đây nó chỉ nên bỏ lúc xả chia ya chửi xỉ nhớ nên để nó khách chơi nó ya ô là cho bé mông cho mấy tú mình xài cho sang dưới là tiệt tận đây cả bé bao hồi tiệt bé mông lò họ tôi lò bé cháu bố phăng ya đã chi ở bé tôi sau lúc tới chơi nó bé cho đã chi chơi rồi nó khởi chơi rồi bé cho sang dưới là tận đây thọ chơi này sẽ đời hai tiền này tôi sau lúc rồi nó thọ chơi này sẽ đời tuần chi bé họ chơi ở xin được nó rong gạo thì bây giờ mua chỉ nhìn đâu ya bây giờ ở đây bán đào bây giờ bỏ đây kế nào ở bán đào bây giờ mua cho bao gì cho là cho vận tàu cho ở dê và cho xua ya cho được nó và bé mong tu nhớ được nó rong sen đầu hai tiền hú nó bé tàu to khi thả nó hai tiền bé lì lợ khi đó này bao tiền này cho nhớ tàu và tàu chế này họ sẽ tàu tuần thà bé cống nó là này bỏ khả năng tiền cái này bao tiền phải lên lên mua ít khai chơi rồi bé mong ya bé mong tu cháu này sẽ được tua xíu ya tiền ya tận đây này tàu tốt chân này chị chân trong tua sai bé thì.
My name is William Zaitchak and I'm the president of the Minnesota China Friendship Garden Society and I am your MC for today. And I've never done this before, so bear with me. We have a beautiful day. We have a beautiful day with a southerly wind, but I'd still like to remind everybody that we're in a pandemic. And please maintain greater social, personal distance than you normally would. And where appropriate, wear a mask. We have alcohol cleaning stations throughout the park. So I just want everyone to be safe. This is the second site dedication at the St. Paul Changsha China Friendship Garden. The first was in 2017 with the introduction to the first phase of the garden. We are back with a phase 2 expansion of the garden. Phase 2 was not a given. 2 years ago, we had to take out a loan from the city, promissory note for $240,000 to finish the first phase. This project has cost more than anyone expected, and it allowed us to put up that gate and other features for phase 1. But last year we had to cut everything back give back money. Had a major fundraiser, which thankfully was very successful, and we have now paid off that promissory note, which allows us to have this event today. That wouldn't have happened without people's generosity. There's a new donor plaque down at the donor wall. If you are a groundbreaker, please check that plaque and make sure your name is on it and spelled correctly. It's just a trial down there. We're trying to find out if we made any mistakes or missed anyone. This event is not only the dedication of the future HMONG Plaza, which we're conceptually standing in, but 3 other features as well. A moon bridge, expansion of the Jian Pavilion Garden, an East Moon Gate, and permanent donor wall. It is also the start of a community engagement process, and you will be asked to participate in that today. This will lead to a final design for the new features of the garden, and also an estimated cost that hopefully we won't overrun. I want to thank I'm not going to get this pronounced right. How do you pronounce your drummer's group's name? Osman. Well, what do you call your group? Imani dance group. And I appreciate them starting us out today. We're going to start off with the HMONG Plaza site dedication. Fang Ying Chu Yang He is going to bring us through the blessing and the dedication ceremony and the blessing. There will be followed by Hmong and Chinese dance groups. We're also going to have a number of guest speakers. Senator Fan He, State Senator Fan He, former state legislator Tim Mahoney, and we're going to have the Hmong 18 Council President Na Hua Mua speak, and then finally the chair of the Chinese Advisory Committee and Minnesota-China Friendship Garden Society Vice President Chen Zhou. But first we're going to start out with Mary Kunish, who will speak on behalf of the Dakota community. You're Mary, right? Okay, thank you.
Hehane washte, ampetukinle shante washte. I am State Senator Mary Kunish. Good morning. I greet all my friends and neighbors with a good heart, and I'm proud to be here to represent our Dakota communities here in Minnesota. I think it's important to remember that these lands that we are standing on now were the original lands of the Dakota people, and for hundreds of thousands of years, this was our home. This is where we traveled with our families, with our communities, down the tributaries, down the lakes, collecting the wild rice, the food that grows on the waters. We made room for our Anishinaabe neighbors. And as time went on, we, as the Dakota people, moved ourselves and made room for everyone because we had a value of generosity and support for each other. It's an especially special day today for us to be able to share this space, to be able to share this land, and acknowledge the fact that as Dakota people, the values that we live of generosity, of peace, of neighboring and taking care of each other is exhibited as we look around and see so many of us coming from so many different places. Most of the folks that are in Minnesota and across our nation have experienced the historical trauma of colonization. And we have opened our arms, we have opened our lands, we have opened our spaces for others in order that they can thrive. And that follows the guiding lights, the guiding work of our Dakota people. And so I'm very proud to be here this morning to share this opportunity with you. We appreciate that as you are building your space here on the Dakota land, that we are able to share with you as a community. And we appreciate all of the work that you do within our community as neighbors, as community members, as leaders in our state government, and as stewards of these lands. Too often it is forgotten that these are sacred lands of the Dakota people, and that we share with all of you with a good heart. And so once again, I say Wopalatanka, Chimigwich, Pimamia to all of you for allowing us to be part of your community celebration today. Thank you.
Nuna pito hana ya pito o lukong ching zupe mang lu hau tang khát chơi cái pin thì tang xin nó ya lu dang sinh phò một pu tu pe na một pu tu pe cha lu o pe mang lu hau ta chỉ nuna ya pito trang pe lu hậu ta chỉ lối lên pe mang can lì chỉ chạy chỉ pe nhau tu có can chỉ pe yo họ ít khó án cho lu sĩ thì giờ pe tao chuột phô cho tao pe chuột phô ta chỉ pe yo tao một chỗ lu hậu ta còn giờ pe lên tụ ta giờ ăn khá nó giờ ăn khá cái pe cho nãy cho chỉ cho pu cho giờ ô pu giảng tu thầu lu là chỉ biết tôi biết cho nó biết chịu ô khăn nó là chỉ nu nó biết cho tôi ô khăn nó vì giờ hay là biết sao ô giờ vì hay ta phải ăn giờ biết lê luôn đồng sinh phong mất được biết rồi biết giờ lu ô lu học ta khăn nó là dù nhau mà cứ làm bớt ta biết mong kỹ cái chuột phơ giờ ít khác kỹ cái mà hà hay tại giờ biết lên là thì thằng biết chuột phô tang thì biết ta lỡ lù mà cái cháu lúc học ta hay tại giờ biết lên chỉ nu nó tuần gì nó giờ biết tuần gì có chuột phô đó biết mỗi lúc khá đồ nó giờ biết có cho chân ra đồ cháu lúc học ta chú kỹ cháu lúc học ta nó giờ thầy tao đã biết sự khả án nó biết mau yên dành mình ta mình ăn mình trong mình hăng chỉ biết cháu hay ta biết chú kỹ phong yêu cái biết lúc xưa khả ăn nó cả mình ta mình ăn bắt cháu biết tuổi tì ok dù cho lúc theo nó giờ biết xử lý giá tập tì cả biết xử là cả biết chỉ kiến nó khác nhau giống nó chỉ nu nó biết lên nó lúc vào phong yêu nó lúc mong plaza nó biết lúc mong plaza nó tạm biệt nó bây giờ chỉ có mua ít lại pha dê ô trộm bây giờ cái thằng nào tổ cha sáu cha tổ chủ tịch nó bây nó bây lâu tao thẳng cái bây tao xong là nó tao bỏ xong luôn là chỉ mua ít khó mua rượu cho ít lại tao chỉ cho phang lệ chế lúc nó bây giờ rượu và mua phang lệ chế cho bây cho tu cho thầy lúc này tạm biệt nó cả khách chơi nó yếu chủ yếu ít khách chơi cái số thứ tôi cầu ấy tôi bao tu hạt ta bây giờ này cho chỉ cho phụ cho dùng nó đâu sinh lù khách tùy lù ô lê cha lù ấy biết sao tôi tu hạt nó yếu giờ ít khách cái cầu tôi biết cho tu cho thầy lúc này tạm biệt nó giờ thôi biết ô lu HMONG PLAZA là giờ lu vác phong gì nó ta cho khách chơi họ cũng phải hạ lù tại lúc vào phong dư giờ tan cho cái chàng nó sửa cho lúc chỉ sửa họ lúc tôi biết họ nó tan cho biết hồ vào phong dư ta chỉ biết mong họ chơi lúc hậu ta lúc mất plaza nó giờ nhau tụi họ nó ha để cũng phải hạ dạng lên đó ta chỉ thầu biết ở chỗ lúc vào phong dư nó tá lỡ thì bên trên hả ta vừa ra tàu lan lụa tôi sang ít sai sinh phò nó giữa ra tôi cho nên tôi sai lúc ít sai sinh phò nó cho cái tin này chàng mong tôi lúc hả tôi bố yếu chủ sai tôi sai khả nó 也可能也可个被我打，也有出席着呢，可能也可让个被呢。We welcome all of you today's ceremony. Having all of you here today, today's celebration, we have more. This celebration will have more meaningful. My name is Yang Zhang, the chairman of the Hmong Advisory Committee for this China Friendship Garden. Today we celebrate this site dedication for Phase 2, St. Paul Changsha China Friendship Garden. The Hmong tradition site dedication is to begin with the Juopo. Juopo is a Hmong word, so we don't have in English or any others language. So draw energy to bring harmony between people and the surrounding nature in order to bring fortune to all. The ceremony consists of putting three grains of rice into a bamboo cup. And today the Hmong 18 Clan Council will be the first one, represent all the Hmong, will start this ceremony, and many others will be followed by the ceremony. And this cup of rice will be buried here until the construction begins. With this feng shui blessing, we hope for harmony between the communities and the St. Paul Changsha Friendship Garden, as well as between the sister cities St. Paul and Changsha in China. The construction of Phase 2 will be started soon in the future. Hmong heritage and Hmong migration elements will be built in this space, and also an open space for the community also be here too. Hopefully, the completion of this China Friendship Garden completed will bring more visitors in this place. Yale nous nos pitchers sénateurs, enfin, le tour pour, topita ano, à bây giờ nung nó tỏ giờ bị lệ rồi
bây giờ ý hải nền thực chờ chỉ tổ cho lúc đấy tôi chỉ mua nó chín đầu chỗ mua tết lớn tết lò thì là áo trang áo cờแต่เป็นเจ้าของห้างเอามีโยที่ได้ที่ตัวสุดได้เฉยๆแต่เป็นตัวที่หอเฉยๆสุดจังแล้วเป็นตัวโอเต้เต้สูเลยเนาะเขาจะตัวสิ่งที่ยังเต้เขาเป็นเอาเลยแต่ยังสิ่งที่เป้เลยล่ะอยู่เต้เขาเลยเนาะแต่เป็นยังหายในตัวจังแต่โน้ยเอาวัวเกจใจตัวโคจุดตัวเขาหยิบเต้ฮะก็เพื่อนถ้ามาชมนี่ยังจะ干嘛了ไม่รู้ยังน้อยแต่คือแล้วจีnó nè chụp phô rồi thì lên có hạt tăng lại cho phải chơi bé họ lên phô chơi giờ ôn trai dán khẩu hạt nó nè ok để chụp phô rồi luôn ok
tao phải ăn nó rồi biết máu là được
首先我做而且我他ยังนำ做ลูกทีมีว่าจะเนี่ยที่ว่า for every members ว่าเราเชื่อเดียนที่เราเป็นตัวละครเราอยากขอแจ้งว่าลินเดียตู้เราก็คือว่าที่ว่าคงว่ายืนตรงกับพระเจ้าเดี๋ยวเนาะพอเราจะเต้ลินเดียตู้เลยแต่สมมติล้อเขาสมมติดอกลูกเขาต้อเพี้ยรู้ว่าไปนานกันก็นอนตาตรงเขาเพียงเล่นนะด้วยอยู่ละหมดครับ
Oh, so rice man, there's rain in there for the feng shui. That's why everything bring good all of us.
我哋那弄地主，这个累都地主得求生自生路，包这个都包都种花后，包这个得包都种花地，只有种沙来要你热路，要他求的那。lúc chờ mấy cả lúc chờ là mua thà chờ nó trong mong tôi trồng với khó chờ họ chơi đồ chơi nữa mong tôi nhớ tôi họ chờ được nó giờ thì nó trong mong thì tàu tôi cũng xia tôi nhớ họ nó thân gà thà chờ nó chỉ là họ chơi thà chờ nó và mong tình hông tù
I'd like to share a Hebrew blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Bless the Almighty that brings us here together for this special occasion.
cái mẹ cho lên cho tụ cái tổ hắn nó nè mẹ nhưng mà biết cho tôi mẹ cho lên cho tụ tụ sáng rồi cho biết lúc chú để lù đó nhưng mẹ mua chạy tàn ra nè chỉ ít tụ sư hắn nói biết mong lên là để cho để lù nè yeah the ceremony is open to everyone so welcome everyone to put 3 grains of rice into the bamboo cup.
The board members of the Minnesota-China Friendship Garden Society, would you please step up and, if you wish, and add to the blessing? And that's board members and advisors.
Yeah, you can do it. It's
Very good, man. Oh yeah.
ta chơi được nó có chia lông mày thứ cha thứ á thứ lô thứ gì nhỉ nó chỉ lông mày kia chia lọt ra được thôi chuyện này và chuyện này mong nào nhau lúc đấy chờ nó mua hơn cả thứ tôi đã chỉ có tao tôi đã chỉ có tao nó có tay mong nhau chia tay chia tao có chia nó
tôi của thiên mà cú nhẹ có lỡ nhẹ có thiên thiên đã xin ra ra một kia cú chỉ bao yêu kia chưa bao hai tia nhẹ cua ta chưa bao hai tia nhẹ có na
thank you everyone for coming to this site's dedication of Phase 2 of St. Paul Changsha China Friendship Garden, which include the long-awaited Moon Gate, the Donors Wall, and the HMONG Plaza. I applaud the various community and organization, the HMONG Advisory Group, and the Chinese American community for coming together, our public officials, the city of St. Paul, and the individual for working together for many years to get the overall project up to this point. It has been 20 years since the conception of this garden project, and 33 years since the former sister city relationship between Changsha and St. Paul was developed. Many mayors since former Mayor Joe Latimer have been part of this journey. Then finally, 5 years ago, we have our gift exchange of the Peanuts character to Changsha and the Xinjiang Pavilion here in St. Paul, followed by initial groundbreaking in 2018. So today we celebrate the beginning of Phase 2. As I mentioned, the Moon Gate, the Donors Ball, and the long-awaited HMONG Plaza, which will be here. I want to take this moment to thank my fellow legislators, both past and present, and especially our legislator of Minnesota Asian Pacific Caucus, who supported the latest bonding appropriation. I want to acknowledge legislators who are here. My former colleague, Representative Tim Mahoney, who initiated this project with me in 2017, as Bill Sychak mentioned, and our lead Democratic Farmer Labor in Bonding Committee, Senator Sandy Pappas, who's here. And can everybody give her a big applause, because without her, we won't have the latest funding from the Senate to start the HMONG Plaza. And I also want to acknowledge Councilman Dai Tao. He cannot be here, but he sent his staff, Mai Chong, Xiong, and also Councilwoman Nelsie Yang. She's having her wedding today, and so she sent her staff as well, Chris Xiong, to be here. And of course, our welcoming speaker, Senator Mary Kunish. She's still here. I think I caught a glance of her, who, as you heard her speak earlier, who is Lakota descent, people of the First Nation. So thank you, Senator Kunish, and also thank you to the native dancer for being here with us. Your welcome remark here as senator and member of the indigenous people has many positive implications and is empowering to new Americans like me for our sense of belonging to make Minnesota our home. And again, thank you to the Amishnika dancer. So together, we'll do our best to take care of this land and its body water for our future generation. History stated that prior to this lake named Phelan, the Dakota people used to canoe from Mississippi River to harvest wild rice here. And they were the original caretaker of this land and keeping this lake in harmonious with nature. Today, this location is a juncture of many cultures, including those who walk the furthest in their own trail of tears as indigenous people of Asia through our sister city, Changsha, China, many centuries ago, and escaped persecution to be here. And I am speaking of my Hmong people. St. Paul East Side is now our home. As further proof is also the home for one of our brightest stars, Sunisa Lee. This project of Friendship Garden, as I mentioned before, that this is a blessing in disguise. Because what is the chance? What is the chance of a split rock from the Martin Luther King statue landed here on the lakeside of Phelan Lake and turned into a beautiful sculpture of meditation right over there. If both those of you have time, you can check it out. What is the chance of that? And we did go through our growing pain. Shortly after this statue was put in place, in 2008, she was vandalized with racial hatred graffiti. And I think go home or go back to your country was one of the connotations. It took activists, it took the neighborhood, it took local Hmong community leaders to clean and wash and bring back her beautiful face of meditation again. Then she glowed, and she glowed and cast a ray of light, and up here we saw the pavilion. And years later until today, the light is shining toward this way, where we will build the HMONG Plaza, the Moon Gate, and the Donuts Wall. And we will see them soon. While we build, let's keep in mind Dr. King's message of I have a dream, which now we need more than ever. Let's also intake the tranquility exhibit from our small statue of meditation. Now with the pavilion, roof over our head, and the welcoming gate, soon we'll see the HMONG Plaza, and I will see all of you here again to celebrate that grand opening. So thank you all for being here. Many blessings to all of you, and may peace be with you all. Thank you. And I will speak briefly in my native tongue. 我讲到这一种呢，这个等下梦，没得不的被多累，走路时候呢，只下逃避做好好 project 咯，逃避被多路呢要做对象呢，到到做路上，莫就好多做，就做被多，ไอ้กูมันนานบ้านยิ่งตู้ต้นเนาะฮะทางนั้นนู่นเป็นเคลูจงเนาะจีอะแต่เป็นหลังตองหลังโอ้ยอจุดเตจุดเชาลุเตลุเชาเนาะไม่ตู้ปูยอคือคอนโจเนาะอีตุเซนเตอร์คือยาจ้างเจข้าตัวเคจุดเป็นเคโอโมคานอฟีจบเปโอเป็นหลักตัวโอเป็นมงหลักตัวอีคอกูสั่งก็เป็นจุดจะเป็นมงเล่นบอกจะเป็นยมมงป่าเม่งบอกเลยอย่างเราสนอกังยอจุดเตจุดเชาเลยยอคือตัวคอนโจเนาะจุดเปI want to reiterate to my Lakota brother and sister. I said, no matter how far advanced the Hmong community go in the future, let's not forget our indigenous people. So, thank you very much. Cô chốt là một cái hữu sinh, cô chốt là một cái hữu sinh. Bé chụp phản hồi để bé ô một cái hữu sinh. Ô tao cái phản hồi cho you find you food chọn giống lo phá của ta. As you
can see, as the introduction said, I'm formal, so I'm out of practice on the speech stuff. But I do try to keep it brief, especially in a glorious, beautiful day. And the dancers, they were fabulous. They're such entertainment. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to say a few words, and I will be brief because we have too much to celebrate to listen to a retired politician. 15 years ago, when we kind of started this whole process, maybe even a little longer, by redoing the master plan for the Phelan Regional Park. Little did I know that the vision that people would have would come to fruition. So many times we try and we start and we start and we get roadblocks and roadblocks. I want to thank all of you, all of the folks that have put their time, their energy, and their money into putting this together. You know, we have the waterfall over here, which is an integral part of a Chinese friendship garden. Water is a big part of it. We're going to have the HMONG Plaza here, which will be huge, hopefully, once this plaza is completed, we can see weddings and graduations and family gatherings here in your park. This is our park, and that which we get to celebrate in. Celebrate births, weddings, graduations, parties. That's the purpose to a park. The vision, I really never was able to envision this pavilion until I actually saw it built. But now we have that. We're going to have the Hmong garden. We have the waterfall going. We have the statue across the, I've never figured out what we call this little round lake here, but I've always called it a lagoon or a algae-filled kind of waterway. I want to say the other piece to this is that the park department has realized that people are interested in this park, and they've invested more money into the Phelan Regional Park. We have a boat launch that's going over here on the other side. It will alleviate some of the parking problems that I saw today. We would have had, except for COVID, we would have had more food opportunities on the other side of the lagoon at the boathouse. But the COVID kind of put that in the back burner. I walk around Phelan a few times a week with my dog. The number of people that stop and take pictures and sit down in the pavilion is amazing. And when I explain what it is to some of these people, because, you know, even though I'm retired, I'm still kind of a gadfly. I like to talk to people and tell them about what this is and how much work has gone into it, and how the community came together and raised funds for it. But I'll be a little more serious right now. Friendship. Friendship is kind of the piece to this garden. People coming together and being friends. Friendship is a wonderful thing. It's an important thing, particularly in today's world. Even if we have disagreements, we have to remain friends. And the people that made this, that have made this possible became friends. I've sat through many meetings where people thought about what they wanted and what they could do and how they could do it. I've seen friendships develop that never would have been made before. And with the help, with your help, the park department's help, the city's help, and the state's help, we can make this garden more wonderful than it already is, and bring more people together from far and wide, whether they're business people from China coming for a piece of home while they're quite a ways away, or it's me and my dog. This is a place where I come for peace and serenity, and you have all made that possible for all of us. I want to thank you all. Thank you all for the work that you did, all for the time that and energy you put in.
My name is Hmoob Hauv Toj, the president of the Hmong Council of Minnesota. It is my honor to be here to represent all of our Hmong community. I want to thank you to the Hmong advisory and the committee members for hosting this special event. I would also like to thank you to the state of Minnesota, Governor Tim Boss, and City of Singapore Mayor Carter, and everyone who has joined us today in celebration of this symbolic statue and land given in honor of the Hmong community. It is such a privilege to have a symbol that represents the Hmong people in the United States, and to have it located at Phelan Lake in Minnesota. Thank you. Columbe ya na homo ya tu patha la ya tia tha chun the local hokoi sang the tolo patha ba samphathia pe chan de sang soran sa tu pe tu do khon the no what the chapla what cho to wa te mong la ya tia li pathan tha yang la ma to wa ka lu committee one nature la ma cha khno hala ya ik ho wa thia pe mong te ne te chi la ya tia pe hai nang ha te pe tu ro lo te chen no tàu bao giờ chỉ xong, rồi nói cho thế rồi và 那天被报道的茉莉不但太阳号那么多了叫各叫 committee 我那时候的因西了更高我弄了这里就是和呢了到被蒙我被蒙的都还的让那被蒙和represent 了用还的被蒙和我被等被都个叫能了多给的多了用的叫能了多我是了用的叫能走了多了个了报道的可能要被蒙领的都กูร้องเชื่อเทว่าเจ้าหัดเดียไปมองยิ่งชีเราขึ้นก่อนนู่นนอที่รีแฮปเป็นตัวคนนั้นกูสาก็ไปสุดเลยจู่ชีลูชีป้าชีเซอร์เลยตอนเด็กชอบเลยว่าเจ้าตัวนู่นนอเซ็นเตอร์ของเขาเรามาตัวจะเราจะจืดว่าเราตัวคนนั้นจะอีกข้อตัวหายผัวไปหายหนึ่งมองอาจจะไปยิ่งชีเราไปตัวเราที่จะนอจะไปวันที่ตัวอีอาชีรอนู่นนอจะอีนุ่งว่าเพียตัวไปให้ในมองท้องปลาลุ่นเต้ๆนะฮะเดียจอนะไปหมดอีกข้อยอีกข้อเดียลีข้อในทุกปอนเลยไปตัวดอมพัวนะอีกข้อเคลียร์ตัวเลยฮะเดียข้อนะอีกตัวไปเลยทีเดียวข้อนะอีกข้อจริงๆจีตันตัวนี้ทุกปอนตัวไปจอข้อสู้จอหัวน้องนี่ทุกเคลียร์ตัวเลยฮะเดียข้อนะย่อข้อไปเราหมดจอสักกี่พังขี้ยืเราหมดจอเกี่ยวว่าชิโตรงตัวได้เนาะตัวลูซีแล้วจะเดี๋ยวลูลามิสานอเลยขอนอยากขอจังๆตัวไปให้ในมองขอนอยากขอว่าอยากเฮียตัวเดียเต้เฮียตัวไปจงมองเลยจะเดี๋ยวสวยๆให้นั่งยอดตัวลุ่นเต้ๆนะก็พอเดี๋ยวจะเกี่ย
Earlier this month, I watched a little film called The Sun Chi and the Legends of Ten Ring. This marks the beginning of the Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 4. And today, I'm standing in front of the proposed HMONG Plaza. This marks the beginning of the China Friendship Garden Project Phase 2. Both projects about 15 years in the making and appreciated by most. So why did it take so long for Hollywood to realize the Asian artistry and structure that's visually stunning, as you can see, and mesmerizing, and beauty transcends any spoken language? Here at the China Friendship Garden, we realized that at the project's inception, 15 years ago in 2005, not to brag. Then again, it did take us 15 years to get to Phase 2. Garden Phase 2, MCU Phase 4. Why did it take so long, people? Let's get it going already. Yeah. Thank you. Now I want to tell you what this project is about. It's a project between nature and people. And it's a project about people crossing the oceans and across generations. It's a project about sowing seeds of hope and love. And it's a project between different group of people. The Chinese, the Hmong, and the Native Americans, Dakota peoples, all Americans working together and appreciate being together. But I don't think I have to, because you are already here. Shoulder to shoulder. You know the project. You understand this project. This is a friendship garden of the people, by the people, and for the people. One may ask, what is a friendship garden? How is that different from a regular garden? Well, I'm not a gardener. That would be my wife. There. All right. But I know what friendship is. I like to quote my friend Mary Wapea once said, friendship is not big showy things. It's all the millions of little things that make a difference. So let me repeat that. Friendship is not the big and showy things. It's the millions of little things that will make a difference. So I do want to mention a couple of little bigger things that will be unveiled later today. So our founding father, C.C. Shell's calligraphy stone. His stone over there will be unveiled this afternoon by his daughter, Caroline Shelvain, and granddaughter, Ali Shelvain. So C.C. was instrumental in bringing about the sister relationship of Shanxi province and the state of Minnesota in 1982. Wei Ming Lu's calligraphy stone will be unveiled by Margaret Wong. Wei Ming was instrumental under the leadership of former Mayor Latimer to create St. Paul and Changsha sister relationship in 1988. It's been 33 years and that relationship is still going strong. And that pavilion
is partially a gift from Changsha. As we're celebrating what we were building on this land, we're also celebrating the strong friendship and sisterhood between the people of Changsha and the people of St. Paul. We are celebrating strong friendship and sisterhood between the people of China and people of US. So what do we need to get phase 2 done? We need your time, we need your love, we need your passion. And of course, we could use your money too.
We need money.
We need money. For this next phase, we will start with the community engagement process. We need you to be there. We need you to show your support. We need you to educate the community about this great project. You see, you and I, we are the garden. We are the millions of little pieces that makes up the Friendship Garden. And we can make a difference. So let me ask you one more time. Are you ready for phase 2? Yeah! Are you ready? Yeah! So let's go and get it done already. Thank you. We got letters from the Senator Amy Klobuchar and Senator Tina Smith's office. We got one from Chicago Chinese Consul General's office with help from Christina. We've got one from Congressman Betty McCollum's office, and of course from our sister city Changsha. We also have the, of course, the St. Paul's proclamation letters.
So we're going to introduce a couple of elements here that weren't on the schedule. In the Shaska, drummer group wants to play a Dakota song for us, and they're going to do that right now.
Things that are the traditional forms, the patterns, and to incorporate that into this wonderful park. And so I'm going to be helping manage the process, but I'm going to need everybody and all of you to be involved with it. And so this is the beginning of the phase 2, and we will be having a variety of community events coming up later this fall. And so we will be going through concept designs. We'll go through a variation of those and advance those into a preferred concept for the plaza, for the moon bridge, for the donor wall, and the front yard. And so what we want to do with this event is, while we have everybody here, we want to begin the process and kick off what the vision could be. And so we will have a variety of stations, and one is located right here on the HMONG Plaza. And behind me, you can see some of the patterns that we would be using, and we want to get your feedback on your thoughts. What patterns that you want to see, what forms, what are the traditional stories of the HMONG Plaza that should be incorporated. And that goes as well with the Moon Bridge and the donor wall. So there will be station setup tables, there will be boards like this, and I encourage you to come over and chat with us and to tell us your story, tell us how you feel about the space, whether it is the China Garden or whether it is Phelan Regional Park in general. So please find me. We'll have other delegates with the Design Advisory Committee on in each space. So over lunch, you have over the next hour to meet with us and to provide anything that you want to share. I do want to mention one more thing, that this funding is through legacy and state bonding, and so the process is to design these areas, and then we do have construction to begin the construction for the HMONG Plaza. So overall, the schedule is going to be broadly, it is going to be design in the fall with fabrication of any art features and bidding and coordination this winter, and we hope to break ground this spring with a dedication.
lần yêu sớ lọ ba e lu mi nằng mong thia chỉ phong ca ya lần yêu tại tô tua lọ có lần lo sớ lọ po e pe lu mi nằng mong thia châu chua lúa trồng mi mong yua trồng lu mi là sân sầu si châu mong lần mía lu mi bơ mà chém lúa mía châu lần si lu mi chỉ trong e nô na cú lần mía yua chơ có mong thia và e lần mong cởi vỡ và mừng to công em mong gì mừng đủ cả sở chỉ đủ nhớ gì mừng té cả lần lo tụi yêu tại cả tàu xóa mà đại ban đâu đó cú qua đó tụi chim mong đó cầu gì lúc nó cú đó cầu gì lúc nó cú cầu gì sẵn đó lúc nó lúc gì đó sau đó lúc bơ ba nó cú chi là qua đó ít tụi nè bỏ cầu xong cho chi ít luôn chỉ cầu xa tụi lăng nè cầu hai lúc cũng mỏ đó chắc anh này ya cú yên tao nâng cú choan chu cho bia chắc anh gì đó đó.
Okay, khi xin hỏi nên tụi tính cho cái菜水姐đi chả?
Cú ya tụi lăng niệm mong cú ya tụi niệm nâng thế. Cú tụi tụi trâu mong cú tụi lỡ ít phần ngọn choan tới trâu tụi ra chơi ra lâu của nó ít phần ngọn choan tới trâu này à ít phần ngọn choan trâu những con nông chín nó đi lỡ ít phần ngọn choan trâu mong niệm mong gì trâu chín giờ là cái gì? Cái cú anh niệm cái cú hay đây đấy cú ya tụi niệm mong cú ya tụi niệm nâng thế. Giờ ta chỉ nó cú to hụp đi, cú to mới giờ cú cho ban to khư cho ban rễ to, cú để ban to cú vào to đấy chỉ cú là tăng khó khủng hoảng nó gì.
Cái sợi chế đi ra cho nên cho nó tròn cái.
Chế nó hả chị, lúc này mong khó đó chị, lúc này giờ lúc miền lòng thổ lăng gì hết, phi chuột tuần sau mới có gì chị lúc nào đó, chị lúc này giờ cú lúc bắt thổ gì phi chuột cú theo, cú ấy to, chị không nói giờ tôi chị, nhẹ cái nào trong cặp hà đó, họ để ban to, họ để lúc để đại bà nó ya đại bà mong đại bà thì thế bà trong nhà mong là phải cho thế là mong đại bà đó chúng nó mua liễu cái này po thôi phải tí hiểu luôn cho cái này cũng tí hiểu thế đó cái nó ya mong lúc cỡ đó cái cỡ chỉ là cái cỡ sơ cỡ chê đó thì rồi em mình play mình bắt từ đó tới nó cái họ nó ya lúc ra ấy đây cái nó ya cốt chua hết chê
vì lý do này họ cho nó tốt tính của nó này
tính của mong của phân cho họ lúc nào là mong pe lúc bao giờ là mong rồi cái pe yo mong tu hạt tiệt họ này mong họเลยmong pe lúc bao giờ tao mong chỉ là mấy lu là mấy chua lu sẽ chỉ là mấy lu rồi mong sẽ chỉ là mấy rồi khá thêm mình cả đó là pe tiệt ơi đó chỉ tôi chủ pe mong chỉ chủ mong pe lu phải có hỏi chua chua luôn là chỉ pe luôn rồi kha pe luôn rồi mình chả pe luôn rồi mong chỉ là thích mình chả thích cảm ơn nữa chỉ pe luôn bao nhiêu tỏi chỉ là thích cả pe là bánhของmong chỉ còn nó thì còn đâu dùng tới để đâu mà chỉ để tới xong nữa chỉ là lăng xí đại á lăng xí đại cuối cùng nó của chung chỉ theo đi mà uốn chuột tới chỉ lăng nhẹ đại ra mà ý là thầu nhẹ cho ma sơn thôi mà cho làm tàu để đâu là chỉ quý phần của chúng thế xí nhẹ lúc sau xa xa lúc sau thôi chán nó chỉ hành để họ được mong phong mong gì lọ thì cho nó cho mong gì mong phong mong gì mong phong mong lòng thì họ nói họ bên thua được họ bên thua bên thua đấy
cho cái ma là hả chị
ma mà sớm ma thì mới sự tàu nó chỉ hành xuân thua rồi thì thủ mua tao để nó chỉ để đấu ma rồi hai giờ để đấu ma rồi chị họ nói là chị hành xuân thua rồi thì cho nên mong cho nó không nóng lòng thì để nó mong tê nó mong lú nó mong lú qua để để tiêm cho này để tiêm cho họ nói là
phần đâu vậy
họ có chơi như là họ đấy chỉ muốn xuống chỉ mà mua cho là nó ta gì để mà đi mua chọn cái cho là không chỉ họ có chơi nó lo nó chỉ thổi nó không tệ ta chỉ tiếp qua tôi chuẩn bị nữa sai nữa chỉ qua để đây muốn cắt tận à gì họ nói muốn cắt đẹp không cắt đẹp không cắt chị họ nói là tụi giống to này giống chị họ nói là ra rồi giống ra vùng trộm play
ta vụ trộm play à
chị muốn tránh già chị rất cái chị tránh nữa chị cho nên muốn tăng muốn thôi nè chị đừng nói họ anh chị nói anh chị muốn chúa chị lúc còn mò nó khó xí chẳng là xí chẳng muốn chúa chị anh chị muốn chúa chị đừng nói lúc còn mò xí chẳng muốn đấy chị anh chị muốn đấy nè chị họ nó là chị lúc quân tu đó chị họ muốn tu họ muốn té chị đừng nói biển tu đó họ muốn tu họ muốn té đó biển tu á chị nói muốn nghe muốn tu đó nó là tu cho công trường mong đó chị họ nói ra chơi ra lâu đó chị nhớ họ đi té rồi đó chị họ nói muốn nghe cha té là ta chỉ là cô té phải chụp máu bà thở luôn tu té chị cho tôi cái là tôi hụt đi chị có tiếng hụt đi to có tiếng hụt đi to ta là lại chị đừng nói chỉ nói gì
tôi lo cái này có sợi chỉ nó mông
sợi chỉ mông hụt đi cô mông đi thầu hụt bé ta chỉ là nhưng chỉ tôi lo cái là hụt thầu vô nhà là như tôi lo cái là hụt đừng nói gì lúc họ cho đấy này mông lu rễ đây là mông cái gì hậu ta chị họ nói bé tụt xí gì đó nè cho nên giờ tôi nâng tới cái đó họ nói con tôi hiện tại mà tụi con tôi mà những cái đến tôi thì tụi sồn tông xưa hiện tại thì những cái đến đây sống thì tụi sồn tông xưa nói mong tan ta hốt xí đến ta hốt xí bằng qua cái đu nè thế giờ họ nói là lúc thư này mong lúc thư con tôi hiện tại lúc thư thì số tôi có tự qua thì lúc bên thôi chắc anh qua rồi hậu thì lúc nào chị dạ đi nào này chị em muốn cái đi nào xưa